So Julieta, I want to talk to you about your entrepreneurial journey, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly. Tell us.
I'd say the good, the beautiful is I've always been very passionate. There hasn't been a day where I wake up and I'm not super excited by what I'm building. The bad, the ugly, the other piece of it is that it's really hard. Being an entrepreneur is in one single day, in one single hour, you could have the highest high and the lowest low.
So true.
And how do you remove that noise from the actual work? And a lot of people rely on you, or the business relies on you, and it's on your shoulders. So emotionally, how do you deal with being neutral without wanting to be neutral? Because I want to be authentic. I'm not a neutral person.
Yeah.
So I'd say the hardest piece for entrepreneurs is acknowledging that feeling that you're going to have highs and lows all the time, knowing how to manage that. And also having really good support around you is the most critical piece. Having the right leaders around you, the right mentors around you that you could point at and say, I have my value set and I'm going to stick to that. I think any time that we sway away from our values or our own integrity, that's when body keeps a score.
Yeah.
And so just having to your core, what's the most important thing to you? Who are the family members, your closest friends, your mentors that are always going to put you in check with who your core is such a critical piece in that path, no matter how big you get.
Yes, yes, I love that. You got your little friends who check you, and trust me, if they're good friends, they will check you. It's like, girl, what you talking about right now? You know that's not you.
Exactly. And that you're aligned to what your passion is.
And what your passion is.
Exactly.
Right.
Is it something that you wanted to actually achieve, and are you aligned to still getting there?
You know, when you say that, I wonder, and there's a saying in our community, and that I like to say too, not all money is good money. Sometimes it's the devil money. So how do you make kind of these decisions around, man, I'm growing, I know I need XYZ for my budget, as we're building, as we're scaling, I need to hire people, and I've got this opportunity, but is it actually the right opportunity for me, my business? Are we values aligned? Do I believe in what this company believes in? And if I don't, how do I sort of work out a partnership, or do I just walk away? I'm just wondering if those moments have happened. Do you mind telling us a little bit about them?
Those moments have definitely happened. They will to any entrepreneur in terms of receiving funds. So receiving funds is a partnership.
Yep.
If you're receiving a check from an angel investor, from a venture capital fund, or in my case, from a limited partner investor into a fund, you're creating a partnership. You're not just receiving their philanthropy, a donation. And so you are forming a relationship. So it's really about, do I want to form this relationship with this person for 5, 10 years?
Yeah.
It's a marriage. At least in the world of funds, it's a long-term marriage.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it's so critical when we talk about values, not to just use that lightly, but to actually know, what are your top 5 values in order?
Yeah.
And that exercise is actually very difficult. There's a professor at NYU that does a whole class around this for a semester, and it takes you an entire semester to learn what your values are. Most people think that they know them right away. It was a hard exercise to go through and take 100 values, narrow them down to 5, and put them in true order of priority.
Wow.
And anytime you don't know if it's a bad, you probably have a judgment call, like, should I take this or not? Going back to that and saying, like, does this align to my core values? Now, that's from a position of privilege, because sometimes as a founder, you need those funds immediately.
Yeah.
But sometimes when things are too good to be true, it's probably because they are.
Yeah.
And so that's why I kind of go back to check with your mentors, have this conversation with others, because something could seem really shiny, but like you said, it could have a malintent behind it.
I can. And what you're saying here to me is a transparency in the ways that you communicate, a transparency in what's going on in your business. I think sometimes people are guarded about saying, hey, I'm struggling, or things aren't going as well as I want them to, and are not welcome to be as vulnerable. But if you do those vulnerable things, if you are transparent, then you can have these real conversations with your mentors and the people that you have in your community. So if there are folks in the audience who are thinking about getting into construction tech, or are looking for VC funding, what is a piece of advice that you have for them?
I'd say that now it's more about timing. It is the most exciting time because we have this massive supply of technology. Like I said, 90x growth in the last 5 years. And that does not include AI. It's just been booming. So if you are, an adopter, meaning you could use some of these technologies because you have your own home building business, or you're in real estate, there's so many technologies out there. So just be curious in that space. And if you're interested in investing, it's also an amazing time to invest because it is so new. And so I have a lot of friends and family who they have been investing, let's say, in public markets before, and they're kind of interested in dabbling into the private space, whether it's venture capital or private equity. So again, have that curiosity behind, let's look at platforms like an Ellevest or what you're building as well and see, how can I invest in these startups? And I think the best way to kind of enter that space is alongside someone who also does it, to learn from them and kind of get osmosis and learn by shadowing.
Yeah, I love that. And then what is one word or a 3-word sentence that you love to leave the audience with?
Always stay curious.
Always stay curious.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much, Julieta from Overlay Capital. Thank you.